Gowri this morning. Welcome to Durian ASEAN. And of course, I have fresh news for you today. But before anything else, of course, I want to talk to you about the World Cup and whatever that happened this morning. Yeah, I actually stayed up to watch the match from 3 to 5, supposedly. But then, of course, there was the extra half an hour. So the whole thing kind of ended at 6 o'clock in the morning. So, as we all know, Germany won the match last night, and it was a 1-0. And of course, Mario Götze scored the last goal. I mean, the only goal at the last minute at 113th minute, actually. And uh, there was a lot of criticism on Messi as well because he failed. Not only did he fail to score a goal, he also did not shine as much as he used to. What do you think, Ali? Did you watch the match last night?
Oh my God, are you saying last night? Actually, it was like this morning.
Actually, it was just a couple of hours ago because it's still like fresh in my
Yeah,
head.
I actually didn't sleep like right after the match and the match started and ended, and it was very surreal because I've always spotted Germany since the first time. Since the beginning group stage.
Right.
Even when you were spotting Spain as well. But I think what I see is it was an equal level playing field. This morning compared to when Brazil was their competitor during the semis. I felt that it was an interesting match.
Yeah, definitely. I think both teams actually gave each other a very good fight, which is why it was 0-0 for what seemed like forever.
I know.
And then there was extra time and it was still 0-0. Then it was a half an hour, and that's when Mario Götze actually
and he was like
scored.
a substitute, right?
Yeah,
Isn't it?
actually he came on for Klose. So speaking of Klose, I'm not sure if you know, but he is currently the top goal scorer in the World Cup history, and he actually beat Ronaldo in that.
Oh yeah,
And
he did.
Uh-huh.
He scored 70 goals.
17 goals,
yeah.
that's right. And I remember watching him since I was like 10 years old.
I know, he's
And
like forever in the World
This
Cup.
is his final World Cup, actually. So when he was leaving the pitch, I nearly cried because
Wow.
I've been watching him for so long, and this will be his last World Cup, and he's just such an amazing player. He's so inspiring, and he's kind of like the big brother in the team as well.
Oh,
He's
that's true.
the
That's
oldest
true.
player.
And in fact, from my analysis of this morning's World Cup, I felt that the Germans were in very top form. I think they deserved the win.
But I mean, they struggled a lot at first because Argentina put up a very, very good defense.
yeah.
There was like a wall in front of the goalpost that they just couldn't break through.
Unlike when they were beating Brazil 7-1.
That's right. Because Brazil, there were like holes everywhere, whereas Argentina kept their defense really strong, and they were focusing on attack because even Messi, he usually plays as a forward, but this morning he actually played attacking midfield.
Maybe they focus, Argentinians, they focus too much on those players who are seasoned players. That's the reason maybe the substitute player got, sort of unmarked by the Argentinian players. That's why he scored the goal.
And also another important thing is that Di Maria, who is a prominent Argentinian player as well, he was injured in the Belgium game and he didn't play. And that's also one of the huge factors why maybe Argentina wasn't up to their usual game, because Di Maria is an excellent player who is great at creating chances. Like for Germany, they had Philipp Lahm, who actually is the captain, and he's very young, and he did an amazing job.
Oh, he did.
He kept crossing the ball to the center, waiting for someone to finish it.
The strategy was very
yes,
brilliant.
That's right.
And just want to highlight about the persons who won the Golden Glove as well as the Golden Ball. Messi actually won the Golden Ball.
Yes, he did, and I think that was kind of we could predict that was going to happen, because at the end of the day, he's still Messi and he still has amazing dribbling skills and all, and he is an excellent player. And he seemed really devastated after the game.
Did.
He could barely smile even when he was
He
receiving
didn't speak to any of
trophy.
his teammates as
Yeah,
well.
he even barely shook anyone's hands.
Yeah, that's true. And the persons who won the Golden Glove,
The Golden Glove, of
is
course.
that German's
Yeah, of course, it was Manuel
goalkeeper.
Neuer, who is also another amazing player. I don't know if you saw this. Just one picture of him with like six arms.
I know, I saw it on Facebook. I
Yeah,
think it was from your post, I guess.
it was my post. Yeah, I actually found the picture and I thought it was really funny, but at the same time, that felt like, he probably has some kind of a secret superpower because his saves are amazing. And I'm telling you, if it was any other goalkeeper last night, Argentina would have probably scored. But Neuer, being that amazing goalkeeper that he is, he made so many important saves. But the Argentina goalkeeper also was, I would say, nearly as good as Neuer because he denied so many shots by Neuer, by Schweinsteiger, by lots of by Cruz. Anyone who tried to make a shot, he was there to save it. So
Wow, that's
yeah, I guess he was
interesting.
probably a bit underrated, but I would say that he's nearly as good as Neuer, his performance.
And also Argentinian goalkeeper, I was impressed when he managed to save a lot of balls, penalty balls during the semis with Holland.
Yeah, that's right. He made two important saves, which actually propelled Argentina into the finals. And they haven't been in the finals for a very long time. I can't remember how long, but
1990 was, isn't it?
1990 was actually when Germany last won the World Cup. That was 14 years ago. But even Argentina hasn't been in the finals for like forever. And I think it's because of Romero, because he made those two important saves that Argentina actually made it to the finals.
That's true.
This time.
The last time actually Argentina ever made it into the finals was when Maradona was still fit to play. He drove Argentina and won, I think, twice the World Cup.
Yeah, but then again, he didn't do well in the last World Cup with Argentina, and now we have I forgot his name. Okay, never mind. The coach, the Argentina's coach.
Oh, that guy with a patch of ball in front. Ball.
Yeah, we can just call him the ball guy. So speaking of Götze, he's now the hero of Germany. I remember when we were doing the match analysis with some guests, and also I asked a lot of people like who do you think will score tonight, and of course they said I don't know, maybe Muller, maybe Toni Kroos, maybe Schweinsteiger, maybe Ozil.
They have too many good players in the team.
Yeah, actually, and nobody mentioned Götze because he's not a first choice player. He's from the
he looks so young. I think he's
actually 22 this year. He was born in 1992. And nobody would have guessed that it was Götze who would, save the day and score that winning goal for Germany.
I mean, if it's on penalty kicks, if they didn't manage to score any goals, it will be a life and death situation because anyone can either score or can't score a penalty goal,
And Bayern actually bought him from another German team, which is Dortmund, and he is the second most expensive German player to date behind Mesut Ozil, who is now in Arsenal. So I think Götze has a bright future ahead of him now.
He does.
And he also has a very, very hot girlfriend. So I guess yeah, I guess things are working out really well for him.
That's true.
Yeah, he's the hero now. It wasn't Muller, it wasn't Cruz.
The camera was following him after the match when they were waiting for the announcement of the winner and also.
And they were all just ignoring him. He was just standing there like, I don't even know what's happening. I think he couldn't even believe that he was the one who scored the goal, because he actually came on for Klose, who is, like we said earlier, he is such a legend, and to come in Klose's place and to actually score the goal, I think that also means a lot to him and to the team.
And one thing I want to highlight during the award ceremony was the two presidents actually came. One is the president of Brazil, and another one is the president of Germany.
Yeah.
So I guess that's somehow like a show that Germany might win because the president is there.
Yeah, I guess it probably encouraged them to perform even better because Angela Merkel was there, and a lot of other star players were there as well. Like David Beckham was there with I'm not sure if Victoria was there, but all his sons were there. Pele was there, Kaká was there. They were all photographed. So it really is probably the most important match.
I think so.
Yeah.
And in fact, the whole stadium was like in either yellow or white. It's hardly like blue and white, because I think even the Brazilians, they were rooting for Germany, although Germany
Actually,
has
yes,
beaten their team.
that's true because like we know, Brazil and Argentina are arch enemies. So I actually was speaking to my friend from Brazil, and he said the entire country is supporting Germany.
Even though Germany like kicked their
They do
team.
not want Argentina to win this thing. So I guess the Brazilians are happy now, which is a good thing considering that Brazil lost.
And this morning I was listening to the radio, and in fact, from the Argentinian side, Maradona actually created a song to mock Brazilian team.
Oh, okay.
I heard it from the radio, and I think it's kind of funny. Like they keep on like quarrel with each other as if it's like Malaysia and Singapore, or Malaysia with
and
Indonesia.
Malaysia and Indonesia, that kind of thing. We're always neck to neck, arguing about who's better.
We would rather support someone from the outside than our neighbors.
Yeah, so yes, I guess that's all about the World Cup, about Mario Götze. Although I would like to keep talking about this, of course, because it's just so exciting, especially I think for Philip Lam. We didn't really touch on him, but he's an amazing captain. He's young, and he's done so much for the team. And I think he was besides Götze, of course, I think he was another player to look out for, and he created lots of chances for Germany.
That's true. But I wanna ask you one question. What went wrong with Brazil actually? They don't. I mean, my question is how they even get into the semis when they are not even fit to play with countries like Brazil or Holland.
I think it is the issue about putting all your eggs
Germany or
in
Holland.
one basket, like what Portugal did with Ronaldo as well. Everyone was waiting for Ronaldo to score. Whenever they got the ball, they pass it to Ronaldo, and that's not how it's supposed to be. Football, we know it's a team. There are 11 players, and it should be a teamwork. It's not just about Ronaldo. It's not about Messi. It's not about Neymar. So I think that was Brazil's first mistake, to kind of put all the pressure on Neymar. And then also I think that the coach, the manager, or I don't think he carefully thought about the players when he was selecting the players. He left out Kaká, who is an amazing midfielder, and
he purposely left it out. I thought
I'm not clear about the reason, but Kaká was not playing Ronaldinho, who is
one of the amazing players.
Yeah, I don't even have to tell you about him. Everyone knows how amazing Ronaldinho is. So these two players were out, and he had probably a lot of players who had not enough of World Cup experience, especially Neymar is still really new, and then we have other young players like Marcelo and David Luiz and all. And also it really affected the team when Neymar got injured. But the main problem was that their captain was also out, Thiago Silva, because he got two yellow cards from the match before.
But he did play with Holland, but they still lose 3-0.
Yeah, that's the thing. I guess like with the case with Germany was that they play attacking style, so Brazil couldn't keep up with that at that time. And Thiago Silva, the captain, is also a very good defender. So I guess that night the Brazil team just fall apart, and I'm guessing it's like a domino effect. They lost one game, and then they just lost their touch. So that's why even against Netherlands, although Silva was there, they still couldn't get back in their game.
Yeah, that's true.
And there were a lot of posts saying they forgot how to football. And
it's true. I mean, it looks like they were amateurs, It looks like they were really amateurs, and it got me questioning myself, how did they even get into the semis?
Well, I guess it was Neymar is really fast, and he's really good and all that, but they really need to have a team like Germany, because I could tell that Germany was going to win. Of course, my favorite team is Spain and Germany, but Spain is out. And then I knew that Germany was going to go far, because when you think of Germany,
can think of like 10 names.
Yeah, it's not one name that pops into your head, If you say like Argentina, people think, oh, Messi. But if you say Germany, it's like a lot of people. It's not just one name that pops into your head. So that's actually their strength. It's like anyone can score. You don't know who's gonna score. You don't even know that Godze is gonna score, because people were hoping
And
for.
they have a good mix of new players and experienced players mixed
Yeah,
together.
that's right.
They don't just jumble everyone in a separate boxes. They
I
actually.
guess it goes down to the strategy as well, and probably their manager Joachim Low wanted to have that kind of a mix in the team, which is why he actually let a lot of first time players in the game.
That's true.
Like
and also very
this
experienced
morning,
players as well.
he had Kramer, I think, and that was his first World Cup match. And
Wow.
the previous one also he had Drexler to go in and play, and there was also Drexler's first World Cup match. So it's good that he's trying to go for this mix, and I think because the young players are just they're so hungry, they're so eager to play, and they're just waiting to go there.
Especially playing next to the experienced players.
Yeah, that's right. And imagine what would have happened if he didn't actually send Godze in, because Godze is one of the least experienced players. If he had that kind of mentality, like, no, maybe Godze shouldn't play, then they wouldn't have had that amazing winning goal for Germany.
That's true.
So I guess we'll have to wait for the next World Cup to start now, because a lot of people are feeling a little empty now, like, oh, World Cup is over. But I'm all excited because the league games are about to start again, and I can go back to supporting Real Madrid, and I can see all my favorite players in one team again.
Well, the next World Cup will be in Russia, actually.
In Russia?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In 2018, it will be in Russia, and after Russia, of course, it will be in Qatar. It is still debated in terms of the way Qatar handles the World Cup. But in terms of Russia, I'm actually quite excited about it.
Well,
in the
I'm
next 4
actually
years.
not excited because I don't think they have even recovered from the Sochi Olympics. They spent a lot of money on that one, and there were also a lot of criticism, a lot of economic problems, a lot of infrastructure that's just being left to rot and rust. So, and now comes the World Cup. So I'm not having a very good feeling about this.
Let's just see, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, even South Africa, they haven't actually. That was like the last World Cup. It was 4 years ago, and they haven't even made their money back.
But to be very frank
spending.
with you, I don't think any country that is not a first world country can afford a World Cup. I mean, that's just a reality.
Yeah, maybe that's something that they should start taking into consideration. Like, why would you approach? Oh, I know they actually have their selection process, but why would you let a third world country host the World Cup when you know that they have other needs or other things that should take precedence over World Cup? But I don't know what's the case gonna be with Russia.
I hope there's more good news from Russia rather than negative ones.
Right. So another hot news that's happening right now is, of course, the Israel-Palestine issue. And yeah, from World Cup to
it is
to the
a bit
Middle
far
East
apart,
now.
right? Isn't it?
It is.
But you know, it's so funny. I saw the post. I think was it you who posted about the Prime Minister and Khairil Jamaluddin?
Yes, that was me.
Yeah. So what is interesting is Malaysians majority of them are so eager watching World Cup, but at the same time they are sympathetic to the situation in Gaza. So the event yesterday was they go and pray. Do the Tarawih praying and also send their prayers for the Gazan people, and also do some humanitarian donation. But at the same time, they waited until 3 o'clock in the morning to watch the World Cup. So I thought that's a very interesting way, to do two things at one time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very good effort to also get everyone together. And I think Najib was actually supporting Germany and Kyrie was supporting Argentina. And they were actually watching the match the whole night at Dataran Merdeka, I think. And also, I don't know if you know, during halftime, they actually had this thing with Kyrie where he was the goalkeeper. And yeah, it is for charity purpose, of course. So anyone who can actually score a goal past him will get a present.
Oh, that's very interesting. But the amount of Malaysians being sympathetic towards the issue in Gaza is huge, and makes me feel very. I guess, admiring, the hearts of Malaysians in a way, because the situation in Gaza, especially with hundreds of drones
Right.
and air raids being bombed into the civilian areas and causing, I think, to date, more than 120 people died from that air raids.
And also another issue that's been going on regarding this is the case of who attacked who first, because a lot of people are showing their sympathy for Palestine, and they think that Israel is being too violent. But there are also a group of people who think that you guys don't actually know that Palestine attacked first and Israel is just defending itself. So can you stop it with Palestine?
Actually, you're right on that. I think the issue between Gaza and Israel is very complex. It's not as easy as a black and white issue. It's not like, oh, Israel is the bad guy and Gaza are the good guys. It's not true in that sense, because the problem with Gaza is, even though there are civilians in the area of Gaza, but there are also terrorist militants, which is Hamas, that keep on bombing Israel, and they have a justification for that, of course, definitely. But at the same time, Israel also have their own hawkish policy against Gaza, in a way that they need to protect their national interests. They have a huge population that they need to protect, and the only way for them to do that is to attack the other side of the wall.
And a lot of Malaysians, I think, I don't really know what their stand is, but I think we are expected to follow what our Prime Minister is proposing, which is a two-state solution, because that seems to be the most practical way to resolve the issue that's going on there. Do you think that's possible? With
well,
the
for
way
me, I would
things are?
prefer a one-state solution rather than two-state, and I would prefer it will be something that is less towards the ideology of Zionism, but more towards a peaceful community of Jewish and Muslim and Christian and whatever religions that are part of the state itself. Right now, the state, both Gaza and the area of Israel, both of them try to exert a religious identity of their state, and I think it's very dangerous. And you can see it in Malaysia as well. When you put a religious identity in a state, the state becomes a very monotheist, not monotheist, a very monotonous society, in a way that you have to adhere to that religious ideology of the state, and you don't want to go to that direction, and I don't think we should.
But I mean, with the way things are right now, because they for me, I would think that it wouldn't be possible for them to live together after that kind of history that they had. Like, it's the same thing with the Koreans. Although they're all essentially Koreans, they just don't get along, and they have to go for a two-state solution where they
But
have
you'll be
North Korea.
surprised, because people always have this assumption that all the people in Gaza are Muslims and all the people in Israel are Jewish, but that's not true. That's why being anti-Zionism doesn't mean you're anti-Jewish, because there are a lot of Jewish people that are against the action of Israel, and there are a lot of Muslim people that can see beyond than just like, oh, we should have this Islamic unity. That's not true. But what they see is we are all Palestinians, and Palestinians consist of Jewish, Christians, and Muslims all together.
Yeah. And also, there is a very interesting tweet by Richard Dawkins.
Oh, he did?
Where he said, I knew you were going to be intrigued. He said, there could be many reasons for claiming that a land belongs to you, but the worst reason is to say that God promised it to us.
Oh, I think he will win a lot of Muslims votes for that. He already angered a lot of Muslims for his atheistic views.
That's probably another angle that we can look at, because like Richard Dawkins, he's an atheist. So when you tell him something like, "Oh, God promised it to me, so it belongs to me," of course, the way he said it is like, this is a ridiculous thing. But from their point of view, they think what they're doing is right, because if God promised it to us, then why shouldn't we claim it back? You know?
I think Richard Dawkins made the most sense, interestingly. But I also want to highlight that it's not just like Malaysia and Indonesia that make a strong stance against Israel, but also countries like the UK Foreign Secretary also made a voice, and also the United Nations Ban Ki-moon also expressed his dissatisfaction towards Israel's air raids against Gaza.
So it seems that the UN is trying to go for a ceasefire solution first. Do you think
I think that's a
start?
very good start. And I mean, when you want to end a war, you cannot just simply like stop a person, stop the country to end the war. You have to have a certain process. I think asking them to cease fire is the best way for both sides, Hamas and also Israel.
And then probably get them into talking and sign a pact. But I guess they did sign a pact before, but no one is actually following it, and they keep breaking.
I know, that's true. It's very annoying. Like, why you need to sign a deal that you will not follow? You should follow a deal. You know,
I guess eventually they just want what they want, as opposed to compromising or making certain adjustments to their requirements.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem when religious ideology becomes the backbone of a society. Rather, not really a society, but the government itself, rather than having humanity as the backbone of the society itself. And one thing I want to highlight that is very interesting is a lot of the Muslim countries in the Middle East are actually very quiet on the issue of the Gaza violence. I mean, I haven't heard countries like Saudi Arabia, even Iran, making any noise on the issue.
It's mostly us Malaysians, it's all over Facebook,
even Jordan and Egyptians, they seem to be very quiet, and they are the neighbors of Gaza, by the way.
So I think that's kind of all the time that we have for today. So we covered two different topics today, but we went we did a pretty deep analysis on that. So I will be back for our Blast from the Grassroots session in a bit. Before that, don't forget to, of course, follow us on Twitter, like us on our Facebook page, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. And what else can they do if they want?
Of course, they can listen to us via their mobile in case they are in the car or on the move. They can just download the TuneIn app and listen to us at durianasian.com, or they can listen directly to their laptop or computers at durianasian.com.
Okay, so we'll be back in a bit. Stay tuned to durianasian.com.